¿Qué tal, amigos de En la Banca con la número 9? El día de hoy tengo un invitado increíble, un gran amigo que está con nosotros desde Estados Unidos, el gran Sneaky G, Stefan. Sneaky G, how are you?
I'm good, Danny. It's good to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Stefan, aka Sneaky G. But what's going on, Danny? It's so good to see you. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah, and I love the whole introduction, your energy. I mean, it's
Well,
amazing.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you for this invite again. I can't thank you enough for this opportunity.
I mean, I'm the one who's grateful for you being here. I mean, I'm a huge fan, and I appreciate you as a friend a lot, and your family man. You know that.
Right, exactly. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. At any time, you and I could just sit down and talk and cry when we talk about Giants. I'm down for it. I'm
Yeah, me
down for
too.
it.
Totally. If there's someone I would like to cry with about the Giants, that one is you, definitely.
I'll bring the tissues. Okay. Well.
Yeah, I'll bring the music. Don't worry.
Yeah. There you go. You bring the chocolates. That's what you got to bring.
Yeah,
You got to bring the chocolates.
the
Okay. All
food,
right.
the food for the depression food. Like
I can just see us now. I can envision us holding each other and just singing "Kumbaya, Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya." Okay, no, let me stop. Let me stop. Everybody's like, "Ain't he married?" I'm like, "Duh, the wife will be there too." I mean, who's
yeah, of course, the whole family.
the whole family be
We
there,
will all be
and then
like,
they'll be in the background doing this "Kumbaya, my lord." I mean, it'll be I don't want to say it'll be an awesome sight. It'll be a sad, depressing.
but like friendly and
But friendly, yes, yes,
caring.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, don't jump off the bridge. No, let me stop. It's not. Um, Obviously, I guess people that are watching, I hope they understand what I'm referring to. The Giants are now 0-2. We um, we got we got beat at home against the Broncos, and then we lost a nail biter at Washington.
Sad music playing in the background.
Yeah. I mean, I know that everybody's like, you got to move on, and that's fine. We'll move on. But like, not even the following morning, but later on that night, I was getting tagged. I was getting emails. I was getting text messages about the offsides call and
Yeah,
how it didn't even look like it was offsides. And at the end of the day, it's like, does it matter? The call was on the field. The game's over. The players went in the locker room. They got on the plane. They got home. The game is over.
yeah.
It's on to Atlanta. So, but you know what? I'm in your world right now, and here I am. Go ahead. Let's start
No,
over.
that's fine. Let me just translate what we just said to the to our entire Mexican fellows there. Sneaky está platicando un poquito acerca de lo que fue su reacción al juego de Washington, lo que sintió, que las personas lo estaban mensajeando, diciéndole todo el offside que marcaron, Dexter Lawrence estando en este offside, que creo que a todos los fans de Nueva York nos tiene bastante tristes. Pero como bien dices, Nicky, al final vamos contra Atlanta. Es darle vuelta a la página y vamos contra Atlanta. Washington quedó en el pasado y ni modo, es muy triste, pero es la realidad. Los gigantes empezaron 0-2. And Sneaky, I'm saying that, I mean, it's on to Atlanta, as you said. We now have to face week 3 with an 0-2 record, which personally I wasn't expecting.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I think we had the highest hope for our team, and now the defense is letting us down somewhere
Oh.
somehow. I don't know why, but the defense that was like our stronger
Our saving
side
grace.
yeah.
Our saving grace. Yeah. Yeah.
And now the defense, I don't know what's happening with this defense, but before going to the whole defense thing, in general, what were your thoughts about the game against Washington? I mean, what were you thinking at the end of it?
So at the end of the game, when the game was said and done and it was all over with, right off the bat, I was thinking, if anybody says Daniel Jones lost us the game, they didn't watch the game.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones actually had a decent game. No turnovers, no fumbles, no interceptions.
Which I'm glad.
Yeah, nothing of the above. He got a touchdown pass. Could have got two. That's the first thought of the game. If you said Daniel Jones sucked, then you didn't watch the game. Number two, and Cowboy fans are going to love the fact that I'm saying this because they're going to sit back and say, I told you so. The play calling on the offensive line or the offense period was stale. It was bland. It had no character.
Yeah,
and
totally.
I think as an offense, we're trying to identify what type of team we are. Are we a running team? Are we a passing team? Are we a balanced type team? And also the injury with Gates was huge. That hurt us immensely. Although I felt, to be honest, I felt the offensive line collectively
was good.
They did a good job. They did a good job. I will say this now. With our first pick, Kadavius, we need more of him. We need to see more of him. We need to see more Galladay. Shepard, I got to give Shepard is playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I picked him up on my fantasy team. I knew.
Yeah, me too.
You too? Yeah. I mean, I knew he was going to go off and have another great game. Saquon. I mean, Saquon is getting that motor going. He had a couple of big runs. Still hasn't hit the 100-yard mark yet, but I believe it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And back to the play calling with the offense, and I'm going to get to the defense here in a second. I did a post on TikTok where I begged Garrett to throw away, not necessarily throw away, but hit the pause button with the jet sweep, and hit the pause button with the reverses. Look, we could go a game or two without those plays. The teams are waiting on those plays. So, and we need to stop playing conservative. We need to stop playing not to lose rather than to win. I think down the field, I think we should have took more shots down the field to get a touchdown. Okay, Galladay dropped that pass. Not Galladay. Slayton dropped that pass. Okay, well, let's go for it again. Let's try and be a little more aggressive. And I get it. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Now, defensively, you said it. What happened to our defense?
I don't know. I have no idea what happened.
The defense that we had last year is stuck in last year. I remember Leonard Williams playing at a level to get his money. Now he got his money. Now he needs to perform for that money.
Yeah.
Bradbury. Well, Bradbury, we already signed to a long-term deal. So he needs to perform to his contract. Ryan needs to perform to his contract. Jackson needs to perform. I mean, it's just, defensively, we're not where we were last year.
Totally. I agree with you. 100%.
another thing, lack of discipline. In the Washington game, we had 11 penalties for over 80 yards. And you can't have that type of you can't have that type of lack of discipline to be successful during the season. Now, granted, if it was 10 penalties, we would be having a totally different conversation. But overall, we got to play better and we got to start to win.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
I mean, Atlanta, we have to win Atlanta. Danny, let me tell you something. We got a tough stretch ahead of us. Okay, check this out. After Atlanta, we got the Saints, we got the Cowboys, which I will be at that game.
Oh,
yeah, you still coming? You told me you were coming, right? You still coming?
I still don't know.
You know, I'm just kidding. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But then after the Cowboys, we got the Rams, we got the Panthers, we got the Chiefs, then the Raiders. And after the bye, now check this out. After, let's just say after the Cowboys. The Chiefs, okay, wait, they're 1-1. So the Rams are what are they? They're 2-0. Panthers are 2-0.
Yep.
Chiefs are 1-1, so that's 3-1. And then the Raiders are 5-0. I'm sorry, 2-0.
2-0.
So we're looking at 5-1. The teams that we're playing after the Cowboys are a combined record of 5-1. Then after the bye, we go against the Bucks. So we got to, I mean, can I cuss on this? Can I cuss on here?
Yeah, of course. Totally.
Okay.
Feel free to do anything.
And yeah, so we got to get our shit together before the bye, big time. And I could pause for you to translate all of that.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to I lost the word.
Summarize?
Yeah.
Okay.
Voy a resumirles un poquito lo que nos contó Sneaky acerca del juego contra Washington, sus impresiones generales del juego contra Washington. Daniel Jones, la gente que dice que Daniel Jones tuvo culpa en este partido, la realidad es que no. Daniel Jones tuvo uno de los mejores partidos que yo le he visto desde su temporada como novato, y esa es la realidad. Este partido no fue culpa de Daniel Jones para nada. También nos habla de los errores a la ofensiva, lo que yo he platicado en Twitter, que es esta ofensiva tan conservadora de Jason Garrett que no nos está llevando a ningún lado. Es un equipo que al final no está encontrando ese balance, ¿no? Y que de una u otra manera, pues necesitamos encontrar nuestra identidad como equipo a la ofensiva. Eso es lo que nos menciona Sneaky. Y sí, la verdad es que sí. O sea, en el ataque, Garrett logró que Daniel Jones lograra lanzar algunos pases largos, que creo que es muy bueno para eso, pero el playbook de Garrett no se lo estaba permitiendo. Entonces, ese podría ser el camino para que la ofensiva camine mejor, como lo vimos contra Washington, pero al final del día, también lo que nos dice Sneaky son las indisciplinas, la falta de concentración de los jugadores y también pues la defensa, ¿no? Los jugadores como Leonard Williams, como Logan Ryan, como el mismo James Bradbury, que no están jugando al nivel que les vimos el año pasado y que realmente necesitamos que estos jugadores retomen ese nivel, porque si no, la defensa, que era nuestro fuerte, pues sin duda se va a ir para abajo, ¿no? Entonces, eso es en resumen lo que nos comenta Sneaky del partido contra Washington. I'm ready, Sneaky. I mean, I just translate your whole perspective from the Washington game in 1 minute or so, I think. I hope I didn't miss anything. But yeah, I mean, I'm actually on this with you. Daniel Jones had a great game. He had one of the best games that I've seen on him since his first year. And yeah, totally. I mean, the people that right now are like punishing Jones for this game, I mean, they are totally wrong, because the whole thing here, I think the thing that got us to losing was the indiscipline, as you said. the
Lack
flag,
lack of
lack of discipline. Total. I mean that offside. If it was, if it wasn't, if, but I mean the whole game was full of lack of discipline,
Yep.
and that cost us a lot. I mean, the Giants were playing to lose. If you
Yep. I can agree with that.
if you think like
They were
way.
they were not playing to win, and that falls on the coach. That falls on the coach. Now, I do want to say one thing about the penalties. There was a couple I call ticky tack, and what I mean by ticky tack penalties is that were they really penalties?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Were they really? The one where Daniel Jones scored the touchdown on the run.
yeah, that was a tough one.
I mean, he pushed him on his shoulders. I'm like, well, where else is he going to block him? Where else is he going to block? So it's a combination of calls not going our way, and it's just like we are in regression, rather than making progression, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, totally.
It's really and then what even made it more frustrating, the Cowboys got lucky yesterday and robbed a win from the Chargers. So, and those that don't know, I live in Dallas. So every time I'm in the office, I'm minding my own business, Danny. People will walk by my office and they'll say, "How about them Cowboys?" I mean, like it's like, you know what? You go mind your business. I'm minding my own. But I guess it comes with the territory, right? I wouldn't have it any other way. So,
I mean, if I were you, after the Washington game, if someone came to me and said, "How about them Cowboys?" I would be like, I don't like. Shut the hell up. Yeah, I mean,
throw some elbows.
Ya. Lo que Sneaky está diciendo que él vive en Dallas, que pues sabemos, y luego los vaqueros ganan ayer contra los Chargers, y que él está muy tranquilo en su trabajo, en el lugar donde esté, y de repente llegan y le dicen, "How about them Cowboys?" Y claramente, o sea, ya para él, estamos hablando de hasta algunas mentaditas por ahí, con el codito, hasta Snake está haciendo la señal ahorita en la grabación, y sí, totalmente, o sea, pero al mismo tiempo creo que, y esto se lo voy a decir a Snake ahorita, los vaqueros están jugando a un nivel que nadie se lo esperaba, y que realmente, pues los gigantes tienen que disciplinarse y ganar para ponerse a la altura del fútbol que estamos viendo en los vaqueros y hasta en Filadelfia de alguna forma, en Washington. I'm saying, Sneaky, that we all are surprised about the way that the Cowboys are playing, actually. We thought that maybe Cowboys were going to be like this shame team, that the defense wasn't going to be good. And now they're surprising with some tight games, and they put the face with Tampa Bay. They had that game like really close to winning. And now they win to the Chargers. And what do you think of that? I mean, Philadelphia also like trying
okay, so let's take a step back. So if we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, we also got to recognize that Tampa Bay played sloppy. They played sloppy football. They did not play the team that we saw in week 2 against Atlanta was not the same team that we saw week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys. In all honesty, the score should have been a lot more worse than what it was.
Yeah.
With the 3, I mean, they had a total of 4 turnovers. The Cowboys did, or they received 4 turnovers from Tampa Bay, but in reality, it was 3. Tom Brady threw that interception at halftime, but then it was the Fournette tip interception, the Godwin fumble in the end zone towards the end. So, I mean, honestly, the score should have been a lot worse. So I really don't give the Dallas Cowboys too much credit to the fact that with all the gifts that Tampa Bay was giving them, they couldn't capitalize on it. I mean, the field goal kicker was missing kicks, missing extra points. When you're playing against the defending Super Bowl champs, you got to play a perfect game. Everything got to click right, and nothing did for whatever reason. Now, about the Chargers, I'm going to say this right now. The Chargers were robbed. Okay, but hear me out, though, before all the Cowboy fans hear me, even internationally, when I say this. The Chargers were robbed because they got if I'm not mistaken, 2 touchdowns called back on them. One was a ticky-tack, again, penalty, and the other one was an illegal shift. Now, I didn't really waste my time watching the instant replay of the illegal shift, but when the second touchdown was called back, I just changed the channel.
You were like, I can watch it.
I gave up. I gave up. And then when I saw from the highlights that they had the winning field goal, I wasn't surprised. I knew that was going to happen
because of the penalties and the referees somehow. No.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, not just that. I just knew that the Cowboys were going to win that game.
Okay.
I just knew how everything was playing out. That the Cowboys were going to have to lose the game on their own, and they weren't going to do that. I will say that the offense, Kellen Moore, had a different game plan going into this game than he did with the Tampa Bay game, because Dak threw, I think he had 52 attempts in the Tampa Bay game.
I think so.
This one, I think maybe 20, 21. Tampa Bay, he threw for over 400 yards. This one, I think it was like 227. But they ran the ball more. They were more aggressive on the running game, and I think that's what changed the model and character of the game a little bit. But I'll tell you this: the defense is still the same defense. That's it. It's still the same, and now it even got worse with the injury that they suffered.
Injuries,
yeah. So, I'm not going to put anything past. I mean, the Cowboys are who we thought they were. Their defense is lackluster still. Teams are still competing to win in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So the defense is not putting away games. And I'm saying that knowing that in a couple of weeks we're going to be playing them, and I hope that they don't remember this. And if they do remember this and shut me up, then okay, so be it. But then again, with that type of defensive play, a team is going to break through and beat them when it matters and when the time matters. And that's why I still feel confident that come week 5, we are going to beat that team. We're going to beat them at home. Oh, we're going to beat. I feel confident.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about the injuries, and I mean, actually, I was kind of shocked when I watched the first game, because I thought they were going to be bad. I really thought they were going to be bad. But now with the whole injury thing, and maybe it's going to be the same history for them. You know what I mean? Like, they have a couple of good games, and then the whole thing just goes to, I don't know, to the ground.
It just falls apart. Well,
it just falls apart.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. You mean, and of course we're talking about the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope so. And I hope this Atlanta game, we put our ducks in a row.
Yeah, I hope so too.
And we get a run going. That would be ideal. That would be nice, and it'll give Giants fans something to cheer about.
Yeah, I know. Let me translate the whole. Sneaky me estaba contando que él piensa que esta defensa de los Cowboys es básicamente la misma del año pasado, solamente con algunas mejoras, pero que debido a las lesiones que hemos visto durante la semana pasada podrían sufrir por ese lado. Y también, pues, que básicamente las los castigos que marcaron contra los Chargers, 2 touchdowns que echaron para atrás. Y pues básicamente eso, ¿no? Quizá un poquito la influencia de los castigos, no diciendo que está vendido en nada por el estilo, ¿no? Pero que de alguna forma jugaron a favor de los Cowboys en este juego contra los Chargers, y que contra Tampa, pues sí, como también se estaba diciendo, al final del día el pateador Sterling de Dallas pues no logra capitalizar para que ganaran ese juego, ¿no? Y al final cuando no logras capitalizar, como le pasó a los Gigantes también contra Washington, pues el partido se complica, ¿no? Now, Sneaky, you were talking about Atlanta. Do you
Yes.
think the Falcons are shaping up to be an easy opponent for the Giants?
I think at this point, easy opponent. I don't know how to answer that, but we need to win this game.
Totally.
If they're easy or not. Do I think that we have a winnable game? Yes.
Yeah, me too.
But I do believe that the last 2 games were winnable. But we got to. I just don't know what team is going to show up and what kind of game plan and what kind of execution the team's going to have. Now, it's going to be the celebration of Eli Manning retiring his jersey next week or this Sunday. It would be a shame
to lose that game.
Oh, it would be so bad. It would be so bad. And if I'm not mistaken, I may have to double check, but this might be the last time the Falcons was at home in New York. I want to say we beat them in the wild card game in the playoffs in 2011 to start that run, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to fact check that. So don't quote me on that.
Check that.
Yeah, please do. Please, I think that might. I don't know. Maybe there's one game since then. I do believe that we have the more talented team than Atlanta. I don't think Matt Ryan is the same without Julio. If you got to think about it, this is the first time Matt Ryan does not have a big time receiver. I'm sorry, Calvin Ridley is not that receiver.
No, and we saw that at the last game, against Tampa Bay. Matt Ryan was alone.
He was struggling. He was struggling.
He was struggling with the passing and everything, and he was tired. To be honest, I mean, I was watching the game and he was tired. He was just like, "Can this please be over right now?" I don't know what else to do. And you could see it in his face.
And the frustration. You can see the frustration in his face as well, where it's like it got to get better than this. And sadly, first off, Atlanta has not been the same since that Super Bowl debacle. Okay.
Yeah.
They have not been the same since. And secondly, this is the first time in so many seasons that Matt Ryan doesn't have a big time receiver. He had Roddy White for a while, and now Julio's gone.
Yeah. And
Calvin Ridley is not. He's a good receiver, but he's not a Julio Jones.
Totally. I mean, and you could see Julio Jones in the last Tennessee game. He was like actually. I'm not saying he's the same Julio Jones that was in Atlanta, but he was getting there. You can see that he's getting there. And now in Atlanta, you have all these weapons in the Giants. You have Golladay, and you have Shepard, and you have Slayton and Rudolph and Daniel Jones himself. And what does Atlanta have? That's
a very Calvin Ridley.
Yeah. I mean, and we have all these big names, Saquon Barkley and all the receivers. I mean, I would be really, really sad and really out of my mind if the Lions lose this game with these names on the roster and with the ceremony, with the Manning's ceremony there. I mean, that would be. I think that would be even sadder. Even would be even more sad or bad than the loss against Washington.
Yeah, it's this is a must win for us.
Yeah, totally.
This is definitely a must win for us.
I was actually checking the data for, and yeah, I think the Giants won at the wild card game 2011. I think no, Atlanta won. Sorry, Atlanta won, right?
No, we won that one. 2000. That was the year we won the Super Bowl.
I don't know what I'm watching.
Let's see. New York Giants headed down to
Georgia. Sorry. Yeah, I wasn't. 2011.
That was the last time they played MetLife.
And then, in 2014, we won, and then we lose on 2015, and we lost on 2018.
Oh, okay. So they've been to MetLife a couple times.
Yeah, they.
Okay.
2014 and 2015.
Okay.
One win and one lose.
Okay.
The data is not my forte, so.
Oh no, it's okay. It's good to do like research and stuff. I know I can find out here too.
I'm going to be translating while.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go right ahead.
Estamos hablando acerca de si Atlanta va a ser un oponente sencillo para los Gigantes, y básicamente pensamos que con todos estos nombres que los Gigantes tienen en el roster, como Golladay, Shepard, Slayton, el mismo Saquon, Daniel Jones, Kyle Rudolph, pues en teoría en el papel debería ser un partido súper ganable para los Gigantes, pero pues al mismo tiempo vemos que los otros dos partidos, como decías Nicky, pues también eran ganables, ¿no? En el papel se podían ganar. Y ahora Atlanta, pues Matt Ryan básicamente no tiene armas a la ofensiva. Eso es una ventaja para nosotros, pero pues con estos Gigantes nunca se sabe. Entonces vamos a ver cómo se desenvuelve este partido, además de que tenemos la ceremonia del retiro del jersey de Eli Manning. Entonces sería bastante triste que los Gigantes perdieran con esta ceremonia en el medio tiempo y contra unos Falcons que la verdad no tienen tantas armas en su ofensiva. Now, Sneaky, what changes would you make within the team for week 3?
I would honestly get Kadavius a little more action.
Yeah.
I would now if I'm Patrick Graham, I would set up a defensive scheme that will match. I mean, obviously that's what they're doing to match the Atlanta Falcons. I would not leave the middle of the field open like he did in Denver and like he did at times against Washington. I would at times I would get rid of the zone defense. You can't play man too long because it'll tire out your corners and your strong safeties and whatnot. But I would, so offensively, like I said, get Kadavius the ball more, throw away the reverse run play, the jet sweeps, be a little more aggressive down the field. As part of player personnel wise, with the loss of Nick Gates, I would have to start looking for free agencies for depth for our offensive linemen.
Yeah.
And penalize players that are offsides during the game. Make them more disciplined.
Yeah. And disciplining, I mean, it's killing me, the lack of discipline.
Yeah. I wouldn't change too much because at this point, and I know people will say, there's so much we could change, but you don't want to. And I don't even know I need to check if Ingram's playing in this game.
I don't think he's playing because we would know by now, right? I think
I know.
so.
Actually, we would know closer to game day. But let's just say hypothetically, Ingram is playing.
Yeah.
I would definitely start him on a slow count in the first half, and then I would see how rearing to go is he for the second half. And then I'd let him loose and see what he can do, and hopefully he can give us the numbers that I know he can get. And that would be a big help.
As you know, I'm not a huge Ingram fan.
I'm not either. I mean,
But
I am, but I'm not.
I'm
I
not.
mean, I don't blame you. I really don't
Yeah, I
blame you.
mean, it's kind of complicated for me to like go for him, like saying, "Yeah, Ingram, you got this."
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult, but I do think that if Ingram is on the game, he can be a huge help for blocking, and that could help the other receivers.
Yep.
That would be like, or maybe he can turn himself into this weapon that was failing us last year. This weapon like Shepard.
Yep.
You know, you have to cover Golladay and Rudolph and all these guys, and you have Evan Ingram out there doing something. I don't know
Right.
what, but doing something like Stormy Shepard.
Right.
But
I mean, you bring it up perfectly, and I'm glad you brought that up. We got to get Shepard the ball more.
yeah,
I know Galladay is our top line free agency or free agent, and I know he's our number one guy. But as well as Shepard's playing, the guy's on fire.
totally.
I mean, we got to get him the ball more.
I love it.
And then yeah, let's mix up a little more Galladay, and then we have to give Slayton another opportunity to make it up to us. And Barkley. I mean, I would hand the ball off more to Barkley. Not necessarily hand the ball off, but let's do a little pitch. Let's do some sweep rights, sweep lefts. And I do want to say doing a sweep right and a sweep left is different than a jet sweep. That is such a waste, and maybe with Kadavius, do a couple bubble screens, slip screens, singles, naked slants. I mean,
aggressive. Be aggressive.
Yes. Get him the ball more. Get the ball to the playmakers that we got new toys for Daniel Jones.
But Jason Garrett doesn't get that.
No, I don't know. And I really, the only reason why I want Garrett to be the coordinator and the coach this year and maybe for another year, but I don't know about that, is because you can't be switching an offensive system with Jones every year.
Yeah.
He has to have some kind of knowledge and comfortness, if that's a word, in the offensive system that he's in, because when he dropped back the pass, okay, you don't want him guessing where is my third, where's my fourth receiver. You want him to have that instinct. A lot of people are saying that Jones is staring down his receivers. I don't know if I see it, but that's what other people are saying. If that's the case, yeah, he needs, and the reason why he's doing that is because he is not fully comfortable in an offensive system, and to put him in it with a new offensive coordinator next year, if there's a next year for him, I don't think it's a good idea. I really don't.
Me neither. I mean, I hate Jason Garrett's system. I totally hate him. But I mean, you need to be more aggressive with all these weapons that you have now. And he's been really conservative. Yes. He goes with short passes to Shepard and some passes to Barkley. And in the game against Washington, he gave Daniel Jones the opportunity to throw some deep passes, and it looked good. And
it did.
He has to do that more often, because Daniel Jones actually has a good arm,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to
Showcase
play,
it. You
yeah,
have to showcase the
to
talent.
showcase the talent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like making this run, short pass kind of offense, like a really classic offense, if you want to see it
Mm-hmm.
that way. And I think we have the potential to do more offensively.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I would change too. You know, the defense for me is, mm, I'm still hoping that it would get better at some point, and
Right.
it would take the level that it had last year. But yeah, I mean, like, take take advantage of the Daniel Jones arm, please.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Take advantage of his talent and the people that are around him.
Yeah, and his ability to move, his I mean, Daniel Jones is not that bad if you put him in the right system.
Exactly.
That's my opinion.
Yep.
Then
Yep.
I would change the offensive playbook. That's what I would change for the game against Atlanta, because you have to be aggressive, knowing that maybe they're not going to score that many points,
Mm-hmm.
and they can score a lot of points.
You can't play not to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Like,
the bottom line. You gotta play to win. You can't be conservative. You gotta be aggressive. And we're putting ourselves in a situation where we need to be aggressive.
yeah, totally. The mindset.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
the whole thing. And I think Jason Garrett has to get to that mindset. And the players too,
Yeah.
obviously.
Well, he needs to get that mindset now too.
Now,
Out of
yeah,
all,
yeah, right now.
yeah, right.
I'm
This.
going I'm going to translate this part for
Okay.
the audience. Le estoy preguntando a Sneaky qué cambios haría él dentro del equipo, dentro de los Gigantes para la semana 3. Me comenta que completamente pues la ofensiva, ¿no? Como esta opinión la compartimos. Apoyar un poco el talento de Daniel Jones, lo que puede hacer con los pases largos, lo que puede hacer también el mismo con Barkley. Y hablábamos un poquito de Evan Ingram como un arma un poco más versátil, como lo está haciendo Shepard en este momento, que tienes a todas estas estrellas, ¿no? A Golladay, a Rudolph, al mismo Kadarius Stone y a Slayton. Le tenemos que dar otra oportunidad a Slayton, me comenta Sneaky. Entonces, tienes a este Evan Ingram que no sabemos si va a jugar, pero suponiendo que jugara, pues lo tienes ahí para ya sea bloquear y ayudar de alguna manera, o para hacer este ala cerrada número 2 que podría darte algunos puntos en cierto momento del partido, o en ciertos momentos del partido, ¿no? Now, Sneaky, players to consider for this match.
For Atlanta?
For both teams.
What do you mean players? Like, what do you mean by players to consider?
Players to have on the spotlight, players that you need to watch.
You know, I'm gonna say Shepard again. I would love to see Shepard have another 100-yard game. I mean, the guy has been through so much with battling injuries, battling health issues and getting back on the field, and with the fact that, well, let's see, what did Shep have for Sterling Shepard? Passing, he almost had 100 yards last game against Washington as well. So I would say let's keep an eye on Shep. I'm really looking forward to him to go off again this game, because last year he got a concussion, but then he came back rolling, and that momentum carried over to this season. And I think we need to put some respect on Shep's name.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm going to be looking for. And I'm not saying that because he's on my fantasy team. Barkley too. I think Barkley's going to start getting more comfortable with with his body and with the injuries that he sustained last year. I think and also and Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Now defensively, I'm going to call him out. I mean, I'd love to see a little more action from Leonard Williams. Dexter Lawrence. I mean, the loss is not all on Dexter Lawrence. That it'd be unfair to say that, but I would want him to believe that he owes us one. So I want him to be a standout. And Peppers, Julius Peppers needs to step up and play like we know he can play. Blake Martinez needs to wake up. There was a couple plays last week that I felt he I forgot there was a game playing. I thought his instinct was lacking from year past to now. Who else?
Kyle Pitts for the Falcons, maybe.
Well, yeah, and now for the Falcons, we do gotta. I don't want this to be a breakthrough game. Excuse me, for Kyle Pitts. I don't want this to be a breakthrough game for him. Okay.
Yeah, me neither.
Let's see.
You don't even know who's playing in Atlanta right now.
No, I know a little bit of Atlanta. Michael Davis, he's the running back. He's now their leading rusher. I think, anytime you don't respect the rushing game, it's going to creep up on you. He had 87 yards last week against Tampa. I don't want him to hit 100 on us. 5 yards per carry. He had 24 rushes last game. So, all you need is 5 yards per carry with 20 rushes, and you're at 100 yards. And even though Ridley is not the number one wide receiver, he's still got 12 receptions for over 100 yards. We got to stop him. And even though Matt Ryan does not have the weapons that Matt Ryan is not accustomed to, the guy threw the ball 81 times last game.
That's a lot of time.
We can't. Now, granted, they were behind. They were behind for the most part. But we can't have him in the pocket that many times, dropping back.
Okay. For me, I think. Sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
For me, it's about Shepard and Pitts. Mm-hmm. For me, right? And Barkley, obviously. But yeah, right now you have to watch what Sterling Shepard is doing, and you have to respect it. And yeah, Kyle Pitts, I hope it's not his breakout game either, because that would be terrible for us in a way. And actually, I would love to see more of Kyle Rudolph. I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That for me, those are the players that can be in the spotlight for this game. Daniel Jones is always on the spotlight. and this defensively, maybe Bradbury, because I think Bradbury hasn't been this player that we saw last year. And I want him to get to that level again, to surprise me like he did last year. I want that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, and it's not just Bradbury; it's the whole defensive unit.
Yeah.
This year we're supposed to be better than last year, and that's not the case. That is not the case.
We can still surprise at some point. I'm not expecting like this whole season that I was expecting on week 1. Mm-hmm. But I think that we can turn this around at some point. And I hope it happens with Atlanta.
I hope so too. It needs to.
We need to.
It has to.
Yeah, I know.
We don't have a choice. It has to start this week. It has to.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn.
I'm going to translate that part.
Okay.
Los jugadores que debemos de considerar para este partido contra Atlanta, según Sneaky y yo, claramente está Sterling Shepard. Para él está toda la unidad defensiva. Quiere ver más de Leonard Williams por todo el dinero que se le dio. Más de la secundaria, ¿no? Con Bradbury, Logan Ryan en la línea, Blake Martínez. Y yo, pues, quiero ver más de Sterling Shepard que siga a este nivel. Me gustaría ver mucho más de Kyle Rudolph como ala cerrada número 1 que tienen los Gigantes, y claramente pues Daniel Jones y Saquon Barkley, que siempre van a estar ahí, ¿no? Y también James Bradbury, me gustaría ver que recupere su nivel del año pasado, eso es lo que me encantaría. Pero pues en resumen es eso, ¿no? Que la defensa regrese a su nivel y ver más de los receptores que tenemos, ¿no? Que son armas bastante fuertes en el papel. Now, Sneaky, we are going to the Eli Manning phase right now. We're going to
Okay.
that topic.
Okay.
For you, what does he mean or what does he represent for this franchise going to the ceremony? That would be very special.
Well, for me, he means consistency, durability. With Eli, up until McAdoo, McAdoo. I'm sorry.
That man.
There were, from the time he got drafted in 2004 till McAdoo became the head coach, there were two guarantees in life. One, you're paying your taxes, and two, Eli Manning was going to be under center for the New York Football Giants. He spoiled us.
Yeah.
He gave us a level of play for a long period of time before the decline. And the fact that he said it best. Once a giant, always a giant.
Only a giant.
Only a giant. That's it.
Yeah, that's the phrase that like literally represents my feeling for this team. It's like there's no other team. You can say, yeah, I can root for the Dolphins at some point, like in a game, or I can root for the Raiders or anyone. But you have, being a Giants fan, you have this feeling that is represented by this phrase totally.
Yes.
For me, he represents respect. He was this quarterback that always respected the game. He always he always gave you this feeling of security somehow.
Yeah.
Even though he had some bad years after the Super Bowl, but he gave you this feeling of I don't know, feeling like home, like he was your family or something.
Exactly, and all, the epitome of loyalty.
Yeah.
And dedication. For me, I would put him above Brett Favre because people think of Brett Favre as a Packer. Okay. I put him over Joe Montana because when people think of Montana, he's a 49er. Eli Manning, even though he wasn't drafted by the New York Giants, the New York Giants wanted him, and the Chargers picked him number 1 overall. Didn't want to go there, which, because he didn't want to go there, burnt a lot of people the wrong way. But when he got to the Giants, when you make your bed and you lie in it, and not only did he lie in it, he made his bed again and again and again. This man brought us 2 Super Bowls, brought us to the playoffs. The first couple of years was a little rocky, but took us through the rigors of the first year. Tampa Bay, went into Dallas, beat Dallas when they had home field advantage, and then we defeated an undefeatable Patriots team after beating the great Brett Favre.
Yeah.
And a lot of people forget about Brett Favre's last pass in Lambeau Field was an interception made by Webster. People forget that. So I know, and this is about Eli, but Eli showed up when it mattered. He'll always have the helmet catch. He'll always have the Mario Manningham pass. And he'll always have those 2 Super Bowl rings. And not only does he have them, we as a fan base, we have them as well.
Yeah. For me, he's the biggest giant of them all. When you talk about, I can safely say that it was one of the greatest days of my life when with the 2011 Super Bowl. Because with the other one, that was when I became a Giants fan, but I was like 12 years old, 13 years old.
I'm so old.
In the 42, I was
I'm so old.
Around that age. And I wasn't, I mean, I remember I loved the helmet. That's what really brought me to it. And I loved the defense. That's why Michael Strahan is one of my favorite. Yes. Well, maybe one. Yeah. Alongside Eli Manning, he's my favorite player.
And I'm jealous you got to meet him. Lucky. Oh.
I love the man. One day I will have him on his. One day I will show him that photograph and I will say, you and I know each other.
So, yes.
Hopefully one day. And Eli Manning too. But for me, Eli Manning, as you said, he'll always have those 2 rings. And he'll always have this ring that destroyed the perfect season for the Patriots.
Yep.
And he's a Hall of Famer. I don't get why people would say he's not a Hall of Famer, because the numbers, I mean, you can say Philip Rivers has better numbers, but I mean, does he have those two rings? He doesn't. So
he does
nothing against Philip Rivers, but I mean, it's almost like people are insulting me where they are saying that Eli Manning is not a Hall of Famer.
It is a huge insult.
Yeah, but a lot of people say
huge. I know.
We're going to make another episode to talk about why Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer.
And yeah, that would be a nice show to have. I don't understand that, Danny. I have no clue how people can hate on a man that has done nothing to nobody. Absolutely nothing.
And now he's doing this Monday night thing, and he's amazing. And he's doing Eli's places. I mean, you have to love the man. I mean, people who hate him, I think, are just Patriots fans and Dallas Cowboys fans.
Yeah, maybe. His hate. People hate him. They're just hateful people. Yeah. I'll just say that.
You can hate on Eli. And do you think that the ceremony in which they will retire the 10 and they will introduce him to the Ring of Honor, this ceremony will somehow influence the dynamics of the game?
I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I hope so, because, Jones knows Eli. Jones spent a year with Eli. And I know Jones would love to get this win for him.
Yeah, me too. I think the whole team.
Oh, of course. And I know Coach Judge would love that too.
Yeah, I think I mean, as a Giants fan, it would be really sad to lose this game with, as I said before, with the ceremony, Eli Manning's retirement jersey. And I can't think of that scenario right now. I just want them to win for Eli.
Just think that the glass is half full and we're going to win the game.
Yeah, hopefully. We're going to win the game. I'm going to translate this whole Eli.
Okay.
Le estaba preguntando a Sneaky, para él, ¿qué representa Eli Manning para esta franquicia de los Gigantes de Nueva York? Me comenta que para él es consistencia y de alguna forma disciplina y pues la frase que hizo a Eli famoso que Eli hizo famosa, mejor dicho, cuando se retira, que es una vez gigante, once a giant, always a giant, once a giant, always a giant, only a giant, que es esta frase tan icónica que yo le comento que representa el sentimiento de ser fan de los Gigantes, que él y yo conocemos muy, muy bien. A pesar de esta década en la que a lo mejor no nos ha ido tan bien y esta década que ha sido complicada para todos los fans de los Gigantes, después de derrotas tan dolorosas como la que vimos contra Washington, pues de alguna forma Eli siempre va a tener estos 2 anillos, ¿no? Y estos 2 anillos, estos 2 Super Bowls que nos hicieron enamorarnos de él como quarterback, y que a mí, por ejemplo, me hizo enamorarme de la franquicia, ¿no? Para mí Eli Manning también representa pues este espíritu como de lucha, esta disciplina, también respeto para los rivales que siempre tuvo y decimos que totalmente él es un Hall of Famer. No puede ser de otra manera, aunque mucha gente diga que no, los Eli Manning haters, pero definitivamente Eli Manning es un Hall of Famer para Sneaky para mí. Y creemos que, pues sí, de alguna manera los jugadores van a querer ganar, sobre todo Daniel Jones menciona Sneaky, van a querer ganar este juego contra Atlanta por lo que significa, ¿no? Tener esta ceremonia en el medio tiempo, retirar el número 10 y pues toda esta dinámica, ¿no? Que va a estar en el MetLife y que todos los fans van a esperar que el equipo dé un buen juego por Eli. Now, Sneaky, what is your record, what is the record you forecast for this season?
My prediction?
Your prediction, yes.
We're going to go 15-2.
I hope so. I really do. I mean, when the season started, I was like thinking about maybe 10-6 or something like that. But
all right. Well, don't forget that they have that 7th game now.
It would be
so
sorry.
It would be like 11-6.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking about 10 wins, 9 wins, something like that. But right now, I'm just hoping.
One. Let's just get one out the way.
I'm just hoping for the best right now.
And I want to throw this out there. It bothers me when I hear all the time that when someone asks another person who's a Giants fan, who do you think's going to win, or what's your record going to be, and when a Giant fan, which gives their opinion of, a less win, more loss type record, right? Then the person asking the question is like, wow, you're one of the real ones. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that I have to belittle my team to gain someone's respect.
Yeah,
or someone's recognition. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say my team is going to lose this game, it's going to lose that game, or we might win this one, or we're going to lose that one. No, I look at it as I'm a part of an organization that's trying to win football games. So as of right now, we have 15 opportunities to win a game, 15 of them. And I know for a fact, granted the last 2 weeks, people may say it's debatable. Coach Judge is going to get them ready to go to take full advantage of all 15 games. So I'm not going to sit here and say, we're going to go 9-8 or 8-9 or 7-10. No, I refuse to do that. And if anybody else wanted, people can say what they want, it's fine. But to be acknowledged by someone who is not a Giants fan, who is not earning their stripes like we are, I don't need your recognition. I don't need your pat on the back because you feel I'm a real one because I'm going to say something that you totally disagree with. I believe that a real fan should say, we're going to win every one of them. But that's just my opinion.
No.
And I know people say, oh, well, I'm a realist. I'm a realist too. I really believe we have an opportunity to win those games. I'm not putting money on them. I'm not putting money on them.
Me neither.
But,
never. If I always say, if I'm every game I suffer, I really suffer and I struggle. What would I want my money on it to suffer even more? I mean, there's no.
Yeah, well, I've already made a bet on the Cowboys game. I made a bet on the Bronco game. Which I need to post on Instagram so you can see it. I guess I made a bet on the Washington game, but not really. Whatever. I didn't make a bet on the Atlanta game. People, and the funny thing is, like, when you're losing, when your team is 0 and whatever, people want to bet you.
Yeah.
They want to bet you. And it's so funny. And then when you say no, oh, you don't believe in your team? I'm like, no, I'm broke. I've lost all those other weeks. I can't keep. I'm about to lose my house. No, I can't do it. But I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, that's fine. I mean, it's kind of inspiring what you're saying as a Giants fan. I was actually watching a live that license plate guy made on Instagram, and he was saying something like that, and that live actually, and this conversation has made me realize that, as you said, there are another 15 games ahead of us.
Yes.
And maybe you can't win them all, but you're, as a fan, as a real fan, you're always hoping, and you're always convinced that they have something that they're going to do that day. As maybe this week is the Eli's ceremony.
Yeah.
But as a real fan, you always have this feeling of maybe this is the day. Maybe they're going to surprise me. And as you said, the glass is half full.
Yes.
Yeah,
My
and I
always have full.
And I love that, and I have to embrace that, because I'm a fan. I'm get really angry, and I realized with the Washington game that we didn't have a bad football game. Actually, I mean, the penalties and everything, but when you look at it and you look at what Daniel Jones did, we didn't have a bad game, and that's what
it was still competitive with a minute and some change left in the game. Yeah, you're right. You are completely right.
And before the last season, in the first games, we were like, okay, that's the third quarter and we are dead. So
yeah.
And now we have this competitiveness. Is that the right word?
It is. Yep, it is.
And yeah, I mean, this, as I said, with hardcore fans like you and license plate guy and all these fans, Zona Gigantes, Ruben, Vico, Alex, all these friends from Spain that are there. They are there like at 2 a.m. watching the game and making the transmission and everything. And I mean, you can't be that sad, because we are a great fan base, and we'll have the win at some point.
Yes. And when they do win, we party.
Yeah.
We party.
Yeah. I mean, when they win, my family and all of my friends know that they have won, because I'm in social media, I'm happy, they have that effect on me, but also I have to control the way that I get angry at them, because I have to understand that you can't always win, and that's what this talk has been really good for me, and my Giants feelings and everything, because as you said, the glass is always half full. Sorry, I have trouble with some words.
No, trust me, your English is way better than my French, so remember that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, there are some words that are kind of tricky, but we're getting there. I'm going to make some more like chats and interviews in English to practice, because but Sneaky, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here, as a friend, as a fan, because I'm your fan.
Well, I'm a fan of yours too.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's always a pleasure to talk football with you. Your knowledge is amazing.
Thank you.
And I admire that of you. And just so you know, I always have to make sure I'm prepared when you and I talk, because I don't want you to throw me a curveball that I don't know how to respond to.
No, never. I mean, you're the master,
Thank you so much. It's always good to see you. Always good to talk football. And I mean, look, with a face like that, how could you not want to talk football? How could you not want to talk football with?
Thank you so much. No, I mean, yeah, it's always a pleasure to talk to you and getting to share with you this this passion that we have for Giants.
Yes.
And your opinion is always, you know what a real fan wants to hear.
Thank you.
That's I think that's the phrase. But now, Sneaky, where can we find you? Your shows and your social media. Where can we see you, hear you?
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So I'm on everything. The best thing to do is, if you can, go to my just go to TikTok, Sneaky G-Man 11. Go to my bio. It's all in my bio. Click on there, and there's a list of everything: Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, MySpace. You name it. I'm on it. And if you guys don't have YouTube, go to my Instagram page. Again, in my bio, I have everything listed. And I'll say this. If you want to have a piece of me with you, please go on to dresscomfy.com. And she has the latest and greatest for Sneaky G-Man merch. And I know there's it might be a little extra because it's international. But I don't know how much it's going to be, so I don't want to give false advertisement about that.
Yeah.
But if anybody has a chance, please go to Sneaky G-Man, or I'm sorry, dresscomfy.com to get the latest and greatest. You can actually have my face on your chest, and that would be an honor. That would that sounds so bad right now, and that's not what I meant.
That's fine.
But I do have some shirts. Some new stuff came out called Mama Boss, because that's what my wife is. She's a mama boss. So if you know someone, or if you are a mama boss, please check that out. And I've been sipping on 3 a.m. water, hydration for the go-getters, and also Mark the replica trophy. So I'm trying to be like you, Danny. I'm trying to be like you. I'm trying to work hard, put that grind in, and make a couple dollars here and there.
No, that's amazing. I'm going to translate that.
Okay.
Cerramos esta plática con Sneaky hablando del récord que él piensa que será para los Gigantes. Dice que no le gusta decir un número como tal, que él siempre piensa que hay 15 partidos adelante, ¿no? En este punto hay 15 oportunidades para ganar. Entonces, yo le decía que es algo que me inspira bastante, porque yo soy una persona que tiende a enojarse cuando pierden los Gigantes. Entonces, es algo en lo que creo que con esta frase y con frases de otros hardcore fans, de alguna manera dice, sí, el espíritu de los fans de los Gigantes al final del día es como que aguantamos. Y aunque sí estamos hartos y a lo mejor traumatizados de alguna manera por la forma en que se ha perdido, tienes 15 partidos adelante en esta temporada que se pueden ganar, ¿no? Con eso finalizamos un poquito. Y Sneaky nos estaba comentando de su marca, playeras, también agua, que pueden encontrar en dresscomfy.com, right, Sneaky?
I'm sorry?
Dresscomfy.com.
Yep. .com. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, esa es lo siento, me confundo entre inglés y español. Esa es la página donde pueden encontrar mercancía de Sneaky con literalmente su cara y sus frases. Y es increíble, la verdad, aunque encuentren a lo mejor el envío, ¿no? Con el costo de envío internacional, la verdad es que es increíble lo que está haciendo Sneaky. Y síganlo en todas sus redes. Él hace excelentes TikToks y está en YouTube, está en Instagram, está en Twitter, y también tiene shows en Facebook, en Twitch. I think you are also on Twitch, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes. I am on Twitch. So let me think about this. Hold on a second. So I'm on Snapchat, Twitch, YouTube. I'm on YouTube twice.
Okay.
For Sneaky G-Man, and also Make It Count. Obviously Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on Clapper. I'm on Clapper too.
Okay.
Clapper. Yeah.
Actually, we met on Facebook, right? In one of your transmissions, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Facebook or Instagram.
Instagram, yeah, Instagram.
I think I was stalking you for a little bit.
Yeah, for in
I was
Instagram.
no, I was not stalking her,
No,
but
no, no.
I saw that she was a Giants fan, and I know that we had to meet. That's that I know for
Yeah, and then I was on your show,
sure.
and everything just
Click.
this friendship,
Yep.
like
It blossomed and it took off. So
yeah.
there's
See,
no turning back, and you're stuck with me now. So
no, I'm down for it. No, I'll let you know when I'll go to Dallas. Actually, I'm right now. I have the vaccine right now, the
Mhm.
COVID.
The vaccine.
So
Yep.
yeah, vaccine. Sorry. So
Mhm.
now I'm thinking about travel,
Okay.
and but I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll
I'll be
let you
here.
know, and I'll be really really glad to meet you and your family and Nick and everybody.
We will definitely welcome you with open arms,
Yeah, thank you so much,
without a
Sneaky.
doubt. And we're gonna get you fat and happy for barbecue when you come over here to Dallas. That's a promise.
Yeah, thank you so
That's a
much.
promise.
That'll be soon, I promise. Thank you so much, Sneaky. Right now, I'm going to say goodbye in Spanish, and
Mhm.
but thank you so much for being on my podcast today.
May I say something now, or
Yeah,
should I wait
yeah.
until? Oh, okay.
No,
Well,
say anything.
um, well, thank you so much for having me. And I mean, there's only one last thing that I must say.
Yeah, I was forgetting. Sorry.
Let's go, Giants! Ow!
That's the classic Sneaky Chimen war. Like, yeah. Es el grito de guerra de Sneaky, Let's Go Giants. Le decía que me encanta tenerlo en el show y gracias a todos los que nos escucharon, esperamos que se hayan entretenido bastante, que se hayan divertido con esta plática y que, bueno, esperamos que los gigantes ganen. We are hoping the Giants win, right, Sneaky?
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you so much, Sneaky. Gracias a todos los que nos escucharon y nos vemos la próxima semana. Nos escuchamos, mejor dicho, la próxima semana. Hasta pronto.